Hi everyone, it's Toby from CineSim. Welcome to our 8th CineSim tutorial. In this video, we'll dive into the art of three-point lighting, a crucial technique for creating realistic and visually stunning scene. We explore a day scene and a night scene to show you how it's done. Let's get started. Before we jump into the technical setup, and let's understand what three-point lighting is and why it is important. Three-point lighting is a foundational technique in cinematography. It involves three main components: the key light, which is the primary light source, the field light, which balances the shadows created by the key light, and the backlight, which separates the subjects from the background and adding depth to the scene. And now, I have a pre-built map and characters ready in the scene. And let's start with the day scene. We'll place our key light first and open the environment menu and set up the time of the day to mid-morning, maybe night, something like that. And the sun will act as a key light, providing the main source of illuminations. And as you can see, the light is not really shining our character. So we can just change the rotation of our sun to make sure that it is shining towards the characters, just like this. The tilt direction is not really fitting the characters. So let's see. Alright, 8 something is somehow better. And next, we need to add a field light to soften the shadows. And so, we go to libraries, and we go to light, and we try to place a studio light here. So for this light, the shadows created is somehow quite soft. Okay, so we rotate it there to add as a field light. And we get a key point here, that is we cannot make a very strong field light, so we need to decrease its intensity. Alright, remember the aim for the field light is just to add some more light on the shadow part, just like here. Alright, we can try to on off the light to see whether it provides any lighting. Yes, it does. And finally, we can add a backlight. So we go library again, and we add a studio light 3 here. And we make a good rotations of the light, and we want to point it to the character like this. Okay, okay, sounds great. Okay, so now we get the three-point lighting, and let's see how it looks like from the camera. We press C, so we get a camera, but you can see that this light is actually in our scene. So you need to avoid this to happen. What can we do? We go back to the editor mode, we shift a bit of the light and pan it a bit. Alright, and one very useful hotkey, this is a control space bar, so you can see what the camera is looking immediately. Alright, the field light is still there. Move it a little bit far from the character. Alright, so now we can have a comparison between characters with light and without light. Using three-point lighting results in a more polished and professional image with better control over shadows, highlights, and depth. Okay, so let's set up our night scene now. We adjust environmental settings first. We change the time from day to night, just like this one. So now the scene is almost black. And what I have just did is like, I also turn off all the fluorescent tube in our interior scene. The reason is that we want to make a night scene, right? So if we turn on all this fluorescent tube, the classroom will be just so bright. And this is actually not what I want to do. Alright, so we turn off all the fluorescent tube. And in most of the light in CineSim, you can actually switch it on and off. Okay, so now we place a key light at an angle to simulate moonlight or nearby street lamp. Now I choose to simulate the moonlight. So we have a light here, I turn it on, I make it a little bit stronger to make it like a moonlight. And here we change the color temperature. So for the moonlight blue, I want to make it to around 7,000, yeah, around this number. And we can see what happened. We click Control Spacebar again. Alright, so you can see it's still very yellowish, it's still very warm. And we get a trick here, that is, we also need to change the color temperature of our camera. Try to make it from daylight 5,600 to 3,200 and see what happens. Control spacebar again. All right, so our scene become a bit blue. And the next thing we need to do is to add a fill light with lower intensity to maintain some visibility in the shadow area without losing a nighttime feelings. Right? Do not make it so bright. All right, make this light a little bit weaker, and also change the color temperature to around 7,000 to get it close to the moonlight. And also the fill lights at the back, around 7,000. And here I add a fluorescent tube at the back to make sure that the back will not be that dark. All right, so it seems like everything is quite okay, but you can still see that his face is way too bright. So what can I do? We can try to change the camera settings. We go to camera view and make greater aperture, and also ISO, make it darker. Now the key light is just so hot, and we want to have a more soft key light. So we change the shadows. We change the source radius here and see what happened. And so now you can see his face is a little bit more soft. We can also try to adjust a bit of the intensity. And so now we get this part. And the focus is a little bit shift. So let's go to have an autofocus on his eye. All right, so now it's done. Make sure you have adjusted the intensity, color, and angle of each light to get a perfect balance of both your day and night scene. Small adjustment can make a big difference. And that's it for mastering 3-point lighting in CineSim. In the next video, we talk about basic cinematography concepts. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest tutorial. See you next time.